Recently, there was this infographic shared on many WhatsApp groups and many social media forums with the title "Social Media Audience in Sri Lanka." This is kind of an infographic shared by some party where they are quoting the source as Statcounter to show what are the most popular social networking sites in Sri Lanka. Now, in this infographic where they quote Statcounter as the source, they have like Facebook as the number one social network or most popular social network in Sri Lanka. And for the surprise of many digital marketing practitioners in Sri Lanka, Twitter comes as the second most popular social networking site in Sri Lanka, above Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and many other networks. Now, some of the people who received this infographic, they actually WhatsApped me this infographic, then asked me whether this information is accurate or not. Then I looked at the data and I found that the source as Statcounter. Now, what you see on your screen right now is the exact same data which I actually extracted from the original source, Statcounter. This is the Statcounter report for most popular social media sites in Sri Lanka, social media networks in Sri Lanka, for the period from September 2020 to September 2021. Now this is exactly the same information which is being shared on that infographic. You have like Facebook with 64% market share, Twitter at number 2, 15%, YouTube with like 11%, number 3, and then Pinterest 6.9% popularity in Sri Lanka according to this particular infographic. Now, the question most people ask me whether this information is accurate. Using Statcounter to get this information is one thing, but interpreting the report or interpreting that data is a different skill. First, I have to tell you that this information is not correct. Twitter is not the number 2 most popular social networking site in Sri Lanka. Now, I'll tell you why these numbers are wrong. First, let's try to understand how Statcounter collect data to create these reports. According to the FAQ section on statcounter.com website, Statcounter calculate their global stats on the basis of more than 10 billion page views per month by people from all over the world coming into their 2 million member sites database. Now, basically what Statcounter is saying is they have a member website database of 2 million websites, and from those 2 million websites that they are analyzing, they are taking a sample of 10 billion page views per month to come up with their Statcounter data. Now, let's try to understand this properly. First of all, they are not taking unique users into account when they are doing their reporting. They take page views. They are taking 10 billion page views across the world, from across the world, as their sample. Point to remember is they don't take unique users, they take page views. And I believe you have an understanding about the difference between a unique visitor to a website and a page view of a website. And let's see, like, out of these 10 billion page views which Statcounter is taking for their analysis, what's the representation of Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan data? According to Statcounter FAQ section, from Sri Lanka, they are taking 42 million page views as their sample. 42,161,393 page views to be precise. And through that, they are actually generating these reports of what are the most popular browsers in Sri Lanka, what are the most popular search engines in Sri Lanka, the mobile phone vendors in Sri Lanka. Then I found another interesting information on Statcounter FAQ section. How they calculate social media popularity. First of all, they are not taking monthly unique active users on each of these social networking sites as their signal or the indicator to rank the popularity of social networking site. They are not even taking the monthly unique visitors or monthly visits coming to these social networking sites as the method or the data signal to rank the most popular social networking sites in these markets. They are not even taking the page views shares for these social networking sites as a signal to rank the popularity of these social networking sites. Then what do they take as the signal to decide the popularity of these social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram? Now, for the question, how do you calculate social media stats on Statcounter's FAQ section, their answer is, we rank social media sites according to their traffic generation capabilities, that is, the amount of traffic they refer to other websites. We do not rank social media sites according to the amount of traffic they receive. That's what is the important thing you have to consider. Now, in the Statcounter report, when you are looking at a Statcounter report for the most popular social networking sites in Sri Lanka, number one, they are not ranking the popularity of these social networking sites based on the monthly unique users, monthly active users. No, they are not ranking it based on that. They are not even ranking it based on the number of page views on these social networking sites. No, they are not taking that as the signal. They take the capability of each of these social networks to generate outbound traffic to other websites. Now you see the problem here. Now, if you compare Twitter versus YouTube, now imagine a situation that you are on Twitter. There is a highly likelihood that you see a tweet from someone and click on a link and land on another website, because most of the tweets we see are shared links. Same thing can happen even on Facebook. People share links on Facebook newsfeed, we click on it and we land on other website. But take YouTube for example. On YouTube, when you are on YouTube, you are watching YouTube videos. You are not clicking on a link and landing on another website. So therefore, YouTube's capability of generating traffic to other websites is limited compared to Facebook and Twitter. Take Instagram for example. When you are browsing through Instagram, Instagram's capability of generating traffic to other websites is literally zero, because they don't have hyperlinking facility on their descriptions. Now you see, this is the reason why, according to this Statcounter report, Twitter has become a more popular social networking site in Sri Lanka. Why Pinterest is seen as a more popular social networking site in Sri Lanka than Instagram and even LinkedIn? Because on Pinterest also you have plenty of opportunities to send traffic to other websites using your pin boards. So I believe now you are very clear that this infographic is wrong, which is been shared on social media with the title Social Media Audience in Sri Lanka, and they are taking the source as Statcounter. Now I just explained you how Statcounter is actually taking this information. Now this is why you have to learn digital marketing from the right institutes. If you take the professional diploma in digital marketing at Apidum, there is a lesson on research tools for digital marketing where we actually cover Statcounter in detail, where we teach how to use Statcounter contextually rather than depending on whatever the numbers they throw at you when you are running a report on Statcounter. And at the same time, if you want a more accurate picture of what are the most popular social networking sites in Sri Lanka, you can always refer to Apidum's Digital Outlook report. All you have to do is just go to Google and search for Digital Outlook Sri Lanka 2021 report. You will find Apidum's last published Digital Outlook report, in which you will be able to find what are the most popular social networking sites in Sri Lanka. I believe this video helped to clarify some of the misinformation being shared on social media about the most popular social networking sites in Sri Lanka. So next time when you see an infographic like this, don't just believe it simply because you saw it from someone. Just like do a little bit of analysis and try to cross-check the data with a more reliable source.